Welcome. This is Skylar Whitfield with the Collegiate Summer Baseball Network, and I am joined here today by a very special guest. He was a JUCO Honorable Mention All-American at Wallace Community College in Dothan, Alabama. He hit .424 at the plate, 70 hits, 14 doubles, 4 triples, 17 home runs. He played a season at Rice University, and he's the catcher for the Tulane Green Wave. Luis Aviles.
How we doing?
How are you doing, bud? It's great to talk to
Pretty
you.
good. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's good to talk to you too, Sky.
Yeah, so you have been going through a training regimen that I found has been one of the most unique situations of any player that we've talked to here. My first question, we'll get right to it, for the folks at home and around the world, what have you been doing as far as training during your quarantine?
So at first it started with body weight things, so push-ups, sit-ups, core workouts, stuff along those ways, conditioning, so I would run on the treadmill. But then I was actually scrolling through Instagram, and I saw this thing called the Gorilla Bell. And it's basically this, large metal bow that looks like a bow and arrow. And you can put weighted resistant bands on it, and you can do anything. Squats, deadlifts, RDLs. You can basically do any, Olympic lift that we would do in season or in the off season with this thing.
So what can you say about League Commissioner Vince Faraglia? We've had a couple discussions. He seems like a guy that really thinks ahead and takes care of his players. And you've been in this league for 4 seasons now.
Mm-hmm.
Very consistent. Why are you loyal to the South Florida Collegiate League, and what is it that you've seen from them that stands out to you?
Commitment to improvement is one thing that I would say is always been there, especially with Vince. So Vince actually, my first season there, he was very, very understanding. He was a very good guy. He's basically helped me out all 4 years, whether it be with communicating with me and what to improve on, asking for feedback from players on how to improve the league. So there's so many different things, and every year you could see a difference from the year before, whether it be in competition, whether it be in organization, the facilities that we use. Every year, everything has gotten better, which is pretty cool. And Vince is a great guy, and I love talking.
With all this that's going on, are you eligible to play an extra season of college baseball, this being your senior season coming up? Have you talked to them about that?
So I haven't really talked to them, but from my understanding and our coach's understanding, this whole eligibility relief from the NCAA is like a pause button. It's not really on the academic side, but definitely on the athletic side. So I'm going in as a senior in the classroom, and basically I would be going in as still a junior on the baseball field. Mm-hmm. And that would be more in the eyes of the scouts and the coaches. So instead of having to do all redshirt senior, or there was a joke on Foul Ball that said Corona senior, which is pretty funny, but it wouldn't be looked as that. So just to help the guys, the coaches out, so they don't have to worry really about how much longer does this guy have? It's just, you're going to be what you were this past season. So I'll be going in technically as a junior on the field, and which, yes, would grant me eligibility for 1 more year for my senior year, and then a 5th year if needed for a red
Good
shirt.
to see you. They're gonna help you out there.
Mm-hmm.
Luis, I'm gonna leave you with just a couple more questions, but it's been known around that you have a big bat. You like to swing it. They put you at DH when you haven't gotten the start at catcher, just because
Mm-hmm.
they really want you on the plate. Tell us what your favorite gap is. There's got to be one.
Right center for sure. There's nothing more beautiful than a right-handed hitter going right center. Maybe over the batter's eye might be a little bit prettier, but in my opinion, right center for sure. There's just something about connecting with a pitch that way that just feels so much different than the rest. I don't know why. It just does. I've been told it's because that's your point where you have the most extension, and that's where most of your power is going. But I really don't pay attention. It just looks nice, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's got to be nice to see the fruits of your labor as you're running towards first base.
Yeah. My first hit actually at Tulane was a double in the right center dot. Scored 2, bring us down from 3-0 down to 3-2. I ended up scoring to tie it up, which is pretty cool. My first game back. So I mean, I still can't get that on there. That was so much fun. That was really cool.
Yeah. Well, Vince definitely reached out to me and said you were a guy to contact because you're a grinder. You've worked your way up from JUCO, and now there's a potential you could be drafted in one of the first 10 rounds upcoming. It's good to hear that you do have another year to develop your skills even further. Luis, thank you so much for talking to us. Good luck out there
My
this
pleasure's mine.
season. Stay healthy, stay hydrated.
Yes, sir.
Luis Aviles, I really appreciate it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Skyler. Yeah, have a good day.
You as well.